Juneteenth, the celebration of the end of slavery. Thank you, Jesus, for setting African Americans free from slavery. But are you really free? You might be working a corporate job where you don't have control over your vacation time. You lie in order to even take your own vacation days. You're not free. You may work online, and thank God you have the freedom to be at home, but you're scared to really leave your house, leave your computer, because you're afraid that you're doing something wrong. When you take a little break or whatever, you're not free. You haven't gotten a raise since you got hired at this company. You're not free. You don't have any control over your free time. You don't have any control over your time. People control your time. And when you try to schedule something, it gets botched. Somebody else claims your time. You're not free. Your boss calls you in on your day off. You definitely aren't free. You run the whole household. You run everything, and nobody can run it as good as you. And you work yourself to the bone because you're not free. You don't feel like you can be replaced. You're just not free. You're not free. You don't control your own body. You're not free. You're a sex slave even in your own marriage. You sure ain't free. You work at Walmart. You work 40 hours a week or more, and you still can't support yourself. You're not free. You feel guilty when you relax. You're not free. You're not free. You're in debt. You owe people. And you're either running away from them, hiding from them, or you're nervous and on edge trying to figure out what you're going to do next to pay them back. You're not free. Shall I go on? No, I'm not going to go there. That's how it was at my job. I was working, was it 60-hour weeks? I don't know, in manufacturing. It was kind of crazy. I just felt guilty when I relaxed. I felt guilty when I wasn't doing something productive. I felt guilty. Just downtime. I felt really guilty about downtime. And that's just my personal life. There's so many more versions of being a slave on your job. Oh yeah. You are the office slave. Okay, I know people working from home now, but if you were in an office and everybody seems to be able to take these extended lunches and you don't have time to barely take your own lunch, and you're getting in early and you're leaving it late, you're the office slave. You know, every manager has to have one, at least one. You don't get none of the bonuses, and you definitely don't get the raises because they need you to stay right there. They don't want you to get promoted because you're their slave. You make him look good. You make her look good. Okay. 4 minutes in, we're still talking about slavery. Describing slavery. Are you a slave? In my ministry, we are breaking down the slave contracts, finding the generational slave masters by name, finding out when they bought the slaves, how many they bought, what curses they put over the family, and then what their legal rights are. So, and then after we break those contracts, we go get reparations. All right. We're getting reparations in the spirit realm. When those contracts break and I go after that money, that they hide that money, that money's buried in the hometown where the ancestors were slaves. It's in the water, in the sea, in the lakes, in the ponds where the slaves drowned. It's in the earth where the dead babies are. Where the family may have aborted babies, or the slave masters killed the babies that were born because he was cheating on his wife, and babies were conceived and he didn't want them to come out looking like him, but he didn't want to stop enjoying the slave's body. Yeah. Anyway, the atrocities of slavery did not end when slavery ended. So all the torment that a person could be experiencing in their day-to-day life could be basically you reliving the torments of slavery. And it may not be a white person doing it to you. It could be your husband. It could be your mother. It could be your boyfriend tormenting you. It could be your boss. In many situations, this spirit of slavery has manifested in the current boss. It could be, a lot of times husbands take it over. It could be, a black man and a black woman together, but the husband will take on that slave master role, or the black mother will take on that slave role. And you don't have to be black to be a slave, okay? There's plenty of white slaves. It's usually a slave in every family. I'm sorry. That's like the concept of what I just said is just astounding. You may be the family slave. It could be all black family. You may be the family slave because everybody looks to you, and they make it sound like you're important. Like, oh, nobody can do this but you, or you're the most reliable, or you're this and you're that. But really, you're the family slave. Everybody else gets away with murder. Nobody looks enough for anybody else for anything. They could all come to you. So you're taking care of your sick parents. You're taking care of the house. Your money's getting put into everything. And everybody else just gets to have a great time. And you are the responsible one. And that's supposed to be some kind of badge of honor. So you can feel comfortable being a slave. And when you try to get away from that, you feel guilty. It's because that spirit of slavery is there cracking a whip over you, making you feel guilty. So, Juneteenth, back to Juneteenth. Slavery is not over. If you have not broken those ancestral soul ties to the slave master who raped your ancestors and killed your babies. Okay? Check out my class, Slave Master Spirit Spouses. It is a part of my level 3 membership, or you can buy it separate. My memberships come with mentoring. My classes are very effective, but things happen in the spirit realm that really blow people's mind when they start taking these classes. It might happen to you while you're watching my free videos on YouTube. So I offer mentoring so that you don't feel alone while you're going through this deliverance journey. And the cost of the classes support me being here for you and creating more content. So check it out. I'm going to put a link in the description box below to my website. It's subject to change, but right now this is the site. We're going to be meeting this week. A lot goes on. People asking me a lot of questions. I mean, in my group. I do have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. So I'm going to stop here, but we are seeing much success with reparations. People are getting higher paying jobs. People are getting, they're getting married. Their money is showing up in people's bank accounts. All right. People are able to get their own houses, their own cars, they're getting their lives back. It's like being born again. So, and they're discovering hobbies and talents that they never had. I know I did. I discovered art. I started making bread. I got my roller skates back. My stick shift knee, though. I got to pray for my stick shift knee. I'm not driving a stick anymore, but my knee don't know that yet. It's still recovering from 30 years of driving a stick. So, anyway, Juneteenth. You ain't free. Stop lying to yourself. Join my group. Get free for real. Get paid. Get your reparations. Get your reparations. I'll see you in class. Ciao.